I've been selling on Amazon for almost 2.5 years now. And something that I never do is commingle my products. And in this video, I'm going to explain why exactly it is that I do that and why I feel strongly about that. But first, just so we're on the same page, let me explain to you what exactly commingling is. So when you do FBA, fulfillment by Amazon, you're sending all of your products off to Amazon. They sit on their warehouse shelves until a customer orders it and then they fulfill the order. In Amazon Seller Central, you have the option to sign up for the option of commingling. So that gives you the opportunity to send in some products without having to print your own Amazon barcode for certain products, not all of them, no matter which one you sign up for. The other one is where you just select to print an Amazon barcode for every single item. And that's what I do. Okay. And so with commingling, if you elect to go that route, some of your products that you send in will only have the manufacturer barcode. And when I say manufacturer barcode, I'm referring to the barcode that's literally on the package of the product that you bought. Like if you were to go to any store right now, every single product has a barcode on it, right? If you elect to go the commingling route, let me kind of paint a picture of what happens. So let's say I buy 10 products and I elect to commingle them so I don't put my own Amazon specific barcode on the product, right? So I ship off 10 to Amazon. Johnny on the other side of the country does the same and sends off 10 of the same exact item. And Sally from New York does the same thing. So there's 30 of these items. The items in theory are all identical. They're the same exact product, but there's no specific Amazon barcode on them tying each individual box or product to the sellers, right? So let's just say I put in 10, Johnny and Sally put in 10. So there's 30 of these products and they're just going through a tumbler, getting mixed around, and then all of a sudden it stops. There would be no way of knowing whose exact items are whose. Now, you might say, what does it matter? They're all the same. In theory, if that is correct, it could be fine, but we're going to get to why it could be a disadvantage too. Before we go any further, let me explain about the Amazon barcodes. When you print out an Amazon barcode, by the way, I've never created a barcode, I've never bought a barcode. Amazon simply produces them on your behalf. You just have to print them out on a sticker label and you cover the manufacturer barcode on the product with them. So when Amazon receives that product, they tie that product, that specific item that you physically bought and purchased to you directly. If it falls off a shelf, they know that's Jonathan's item. If it gets returned and has to be sent back to me, that's Jonathan's item, right? So the Amazon barcode ties that exact item that you touched yourself and bought yourself back to you, okay? So now you might say, well, what's the problem with commingling, right? It saves you a step and I don't really see any downside. It's the same product anyway. Well, here's where it becomes tricky, okay? And I'm going to give an example here, and it's going to be a little extreme just to really drive home the point. Let's say based on where you live, your 10 items get put in a warehouse on the East Coast. Let's just say in North Carolina, okay? And the other sellers, their items go to a warehouse on the West Coast in California, okay? And now let's say they're all live on Amazon and you win the buy box because you are so heavily discounted compared to them that regardless of geography, Amazon said this guy has to win the buy box, right? And so do you think if your product, and let's say the person that bought it lives in Oregon, so the very opposite corner of the country from North Carolina, right? Do you think that Amazon is going to take your product from North Carolina and ship it to the end customer in Oregon, or are they going to take one of the other sellers' items from California and send it to Oregon? Well, of course, they're going to take the one from California because there's no Amazon barcode on it. You elected to commingle. It's going to get to the customer more quickly and it's going to cost them less in shipping, right? So it makes sense. And so you get credit, right? You have 10, now you have 9 available, even though that specific item might not be the physical one that you bought and touched and prepped and packed. It's the same item, right? Herein lies the problem. What if the customer receives it and it's the wrong item? What if it's damaged, not in the right condition? What if it's a fake item or any of the above? They're tying the sale of that item to you, the seller. So now you might get bad feedback. You might get have to deal with Amazon for suspension, deactivation, proving receipts. I don't want to make it seem way worse than it is. Do I think you can probably come back from that? Because if you have receipts or proof of purchase that you're doing things the right way, yeah, I do think so. And could you make the argument, well, listen, we're commingling. Who's to say you didn't give the customer a product from a different seller, right? So I get that you could win that battle. For me, why even go to battle when the only other thing you have to do is literally take an extra 2 seconds and print out an Amazon barcode? The only reason I could see that being advantageous is if you're not doing things the right way and you want your products to be grouped in to people that are doing things the right way. Honestly, I can't really think of a reason other than you just not wanting to print an Amazon barcode. But again, when you commingle, it doesn't mean that you can do all of those yourself. They're just going to tell you some of them you don't have to print your own Amazon barcode. And so that's the real reason why I commingle or never commingle. I want all credit and all blame for my Amazon business. If I know I'm doing things the right way and I'm buying authentic goods and I'm selling them in the proper condition and doing things by the book, I can sleep easy at night knowing that I'm not going to have to worry about customer complaints for the most part. It could always happen, but at least if I have to deal with a headache, it's for my own reason, right? Or for my own product directly associated with me. And for me, I print out my Amazon barcodes with every single item as I go through Inventory Lab creating shipments. It's pretty seamless and harmless. And so, in conclusion, that is why I never commingle. I ultimately want the responsibility or the blame directly associated to how I do things. I'm Jonathan. Duke does Amazon. Thanks for being here. If you have any questions, comments, topics, put them below. Have a great day. I'll see you guys soon.